به نام پدر پسر روح قدوس. چطوری بچه‌ها؟ این رورت هستم و خوشتون اومد به یک ویدیو دیگه. امیدوارم از این گیم خوشتون بیاد. اسم این گیم بایوموتنت هستش. امیدوارم که بازی خوبی باشه. فقط قبل از اینکه بریم سراغ بازی چند دقیقه بذارید کانال بنده رو سابسکرایب کنید و اون زنگوله رو بفشارید، لایک هم فراموش نشه و بدون اسم معطلی بریم سراغ گیم.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living.
خب باید الان اما برای تو این فقط.
But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
پررنگ مثل نیروی قدرت. وفاداری یا قدرت بهتر آجی.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions.
من کسی هم که با تاریکیه. مطمئن نیستم آجی.
So glad you realize who you really are. Let's keep to the bright and better path moving on.
دهنت سرویس منو تو دوراهی قرار داد.
You can't contradict yourself like that. You made the right choice to begin with. Why would you change your mind?
Because you can't deny what's deep within your heart. Sometimes a thought is just a thought. In the end, it's the way you act that counts.
But remember, this is just the beginning of the end. Eventually, it'll be my way or the highway.
نمیدونم کدوم رو انتخاب کنم آجی. تاریکی تا حدود تاریکی بریم بابا بریم.
Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
خب اینو باید چیکار کنیم؟
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
حاجی با آلت مبارزه میکنه. با آلت چیکار میکنه؟ حاجی دفاع میکنه با این. خب چجوری جلوی اون میخوای دفاع کنی تو پوفیوز؟ این مشت میزنه. خب دفاع بذار کنیم یه بار دیگه. چند بار باید بزنیم مثلا ما چیکار کنیم؟ شیرام تموم شد. من نمیدونم چه جوری مبارزه میکنه فعلا. خب کیو رو دارم میزنم دفاع دارم میکنم چیکار کنم الان؟ چند بار مثلا کی با آلتین بر اونور میره خدا وکیلی. من دفاع میکنم کی رو زدم. الان فقط موضوع دفاعه. بیا این انجام شد. آلت و اسپیس و این پشما ماجی چه خفنه. من خب الان به چوس بندم.
This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
خیلی خوب بود. ریلود کن. اینو آلت بزنیم چی پرتاب میکنم. پنجه بود بزنیمشون یه مقدار. 3 رو میزنم مگه نباید 5 بوکس بیاد. نمیدونم. بزن تا فعلا که داره بهمون آموزش میده. اما خدا وکیل خیلی خوب درستش کردم. چیکار میکنه؟ بانداج با 1 میگه میتونی استفادهش کنی. اوکیه. اون چیزی نی بریم بریم. نکنه تو دشویی باید بریم. نه کوتوله چه باحاله آجی. مالمکه.
The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
یک رو بزنیم استفاده کنیم.
Rid of the aches and pains.
لود کنیم. اسکرول بزنیم. چرا رعد و برق دیگه نمیزنه؟
Punch time.
نکنه این چیزو زدیم دیگه رعد و برق نمیزنه. دشمن شکسته باشه و سرویس کردن.
Hold on to that.
اینجا یعنی میمیری. بریم ببینیم جلوتر چیه. یه بار دیگه دیاری بلند کن. ای عوضی بیشو. آجی من نمیدونم چرا دیگه آتیشی نیست. میگم آتیشی برق. آها الان برق شد؟ نه
You're half dead. All fired up.
میگیره دیگه بابا چون دمیج داری تو.
Made them dead.
خب این مری باید بریم. الان موضوع بازی نفهمیدم برای چی داریم میریم. انتقام خانواده شو بگیره. بود دو که خب دهن ما رو سرویس کردی. ریلود کن. من جا خالی دادم کلم خورد به دیوار چیکار کنم. باش افتاد. اینجا بینم. اوه فیوز. کوتوله چه ضربه هایی میزنه. جیبش هم میگرده تازه. قرصه این؟ انرژی زخی. از این ور باید بریم؟ نه تو رو ریلود کن آجی.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
اوه چه چیز خفنیه بازی. من هنوز نفهمیدم آجی چجوری میشه اینو تغییر داد. کجا الان باید برم؟ آها باید برم اون ور. الان این ور باید برم این در رو بسیم.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa.
حاجی اکشنش خیلی خفنه.
No, really, I mean it.
دوباره اسپیس باید بزنم.
The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
دهن سرویس کاش که یه سلاح قوی‌تر میدادی به ما. چیه ما باید یه دونه پولک دادی؟ پرقشون میزن. ببینیم چی داره تو جیبش. چی نداره؟ اینه گیدوتر از ما. کدوماری باید بریم؟ این باید بریم.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
شرط و برد گفت.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
حرام. حاجی الان یه مقدار فهمیدم. اما آشغالاشون ریختن و اینا ریدن توی طبیعت. زارای میخواد بدن انتقام بگیره.
Pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
این که درسته. نه این درست نیست. باید درست باشه. الان درست.
There you go.
این که گفت اون پشت صدا میاد صدای خوبی نیست و چرت و پرت میگفت. یعنی
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
ما بریم کمک اونا. بکنم جایش یافته بکنم همون آشغال همین اینا. بابا دمت گرم تو که گانت به این خوبیه، خب بزنشون. خدا کنه گانشو بده ما به عنوان پاداش. یه دونه اسکول بگیریم یه دونه آلت بزنیم.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
آه اسم من لوت کنم بعد بریم. کجا میخوای بری؟ چقدر چیز میز داشتیم پوفیو.
You can make something from that.
حالا بریم. داداش دمم هم گرما کمکت کردم ها. قابلت نداشت اصلا. یک دوست جایی دوست داریم.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
یارو یه بو 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 میکنه 20 دقیقه فقط زهر میزنه. یارو ترجمه میکنه. حالا ما باید با این چیز کنیم. آها این بچگیاش مثلا.
Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
نونو مربوط به سیب زمینی بهترن. من به جادو اعتقاد ندارم. نمیدونم والا چی اینو میزن.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
الان یه دونه مأموریت بهمون داد. کی از اینجا باید بیرون بیارم؟
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life.
به قدرت کافی قوی میشه. کدام پنس؟ بذاریم کدام.
The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
2 ساعت زیر میزنه واجه اصلا هیچی نفهمیدم. مردی که شغال.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world.
حالم داره از یارو به هم میخوره با این هو هو هو
Your
کردنه.
focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
مردی که پوفیوز خب زهر بزن دیگه. یکی دیگه به جد داره زهر میزنه. کلا یه کلمه بیشتر بلد نیست بگه.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
فقط ببین فو اهمیت میده. ولش کن با بریم سریعتر از اینجا.
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not.
چقدر یارو زر میزد. یه مقدار دیگه وای میستادیم زبونشون رو یاد میگرفتم.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
آخر روز جهان خواهد ببینم چی.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
آجی یه چیزی این یارو همونیه که لب درخت وایستاده و بو میکرد اونه؟ سرنوشت جمع من نفهمیدم اصلا چی شد. کدوم قبرستونی باید برم الان؟ نمیشه اینو هلش داد بیفته پایین؟
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
این آجی گفتش محکمه 100% یه اتفاقی میخواد بیفته، چون هیچ موقع راه پرا.
Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
احساس میکنم اینم مثل کنا باید چیز کنید. اون برداشت کوهستانشون رو درست کنه، این یه درخت رو میخواد درست کنم. خب دوستان، پارت یک این بازی رو همینجا تمامش میکنیم. امیدوارم که از این پارت خوشتون اومده باشه و تا پارت دومش فعلا